Pokemon Go trainers, we are about to head into a new season as Hidden Gems is about to expire. We got an incredible move update last season and I'll let you in on a little secret. So when I was in Japan, I went to this big social event and the word on the street is that in this new move update, Bug, Dark and Ghost types are getting buffed. Finally, Bug type is getting some love. Dark type, super cool. We could need some more Dark types than Umbreon. And also, I love Ghost types, I just gotta say. Because Ghost types, they're neutral to everything other than, well, I guess not normal and dark. So I started thinking, what moves do I want to see changed? So I started experimenting as well, and I came up with some changes that I would love to see in the next season. And what Bug, Dark or Ghost move would you like to see changed? Anything that costs too much energy or does not do enough damage? Let me hear it, please. First off, I started looking at the Bug types, and I think Bug Bite is excellent for getting a move update. Currently, the move does 3 damage and generates 3 energy per turn. And it's a one-turn move, so it generates 3 energy while doing 3 damage, similar to Water Gun, which I'm sure you're familiar with. And I think, as a Bug type, that's not very good. The Bug typing has very few offensive targets, as it only hits 3 types for super effective, namely Grass, Dark, and Psychic, while being resisted by 6 types: Steel, Poison, Fire, Flying, Fighting, and Fairy, the 4 Fs. And that's a terrible profile to have in the current metagame. So for Bug types to be relevant at all, they need to be overpowered. Think of Megahorn. Megahorn does 120 damage for 55 energy and is actually a playable move, even though its Bug typing is awful. But there's no other Bug type moves with that overpowered stats. So could that warrant some overpowered changes as well? I started looking at Bug Bite first of all, and I wanted to boost its damage output with 1 more damage per turn, essentially making it a Dragon Breath clone, but for the Bug type. There were 2 big winners as I could see from this change, namely Araquanid and Forretress. Araquanid now would beat Toxicroak's straight Bubble Beam, it would beat Mandibuzz if landing Bug Buzz, it wins Medicham 0 shield to 2, straight Bubble Beam. That is Araquanid beating Medicham, spending 0 shields, and Medicham spending both of its. Araquanid can also take Reggie down to 1 HP in the 1 shield scenario, as long as Reggie does not debuff. Araquanid would now also beat Kofagrigus in the 1 shield straight Bubble Beam. The G-Fizz matchup sadly doesn't change. Araquanid still wins 2s as it done before, and also Lantern and Noctowl are awful matchups for Araquanid. Sadly, that did not change. But Forretress. Forretress beats Defense Deoxys and Umbreon from before, but now it also consistently beats Lickitung, Medicham, Lantern, Reggie, and G-Fizz with a bait. Forretress also beats Altaria up a shield. Shadow variant picks up Bastiodon but drops Lantern, Medi, and G-Fizz. So I'd say regular Fortress would be the better Fortress. But anyway, that would be a huge upgrade, and I hope that we'd see this change. Another move that I'd love to see get more damage is Fury Cutter. Fury Cutter currently does 2 damage per turn while generating 4 energy. The energy gain is really good, but only doing 2 damage per turn for a Bug type move is awful. We already have Shadow Claw generating 4 energy and doing 3 damage per turn. And Shadow Claw is the Ghost type, and Ghost typing is one of the best offensive typings we do have in the game. So Fury Cutter getting 3 damage per turn instead of the 2 it has now, similar to Shadow Claw, I think would help balance the move more, and it would not break anything as Fury Cutter is still a bug type, and bug type is not very good, as we've agreed upon previously. The biggest winner of this update would be Samurott. Samurott sadly still needs 2 Hyro Cannons to take out G-Fisk in the 0 and 1 shield scenario. So if G-Fisk lands a bait, Samurott would still lose, as it's quite frail. But being pure water type is an excellent defensive typing, only taken super effective from grass and electric. And the bug type damage from Fury Cutter and also Mega Horn, if you want that for coverage, is excellent for Samurott, as you can hit back against those grass types. And I think Samurott would be an excellent addition to the meta. It has only neutral matchups in the meta, apart from Registeel and Lantern, which I guess are bad for it. But Registeel is not that bad even in the 2 shield scenario, as we've seen players do well with Samurott at the biggest stage before. With this Fury Cutter upgrade, Samurott would even go on to beat Azumarill in the 1 shield scenario. So yeah, maybe it's a bit too much, but no, honestly I don't think so. I think it's a good upgrade. Yeah, let's go with Samurott. Another Fury Cutter user we all would like to see excel is Galvantula. Galvantula currently runs Volt Switch, as Volt Switch just simply does more damage than Fury Cutter does. Volt Switch is so clunky, and being a 4-turn move, you have few chances to optimize your timing. Fury Cutter would be a side grade for Galvantula. It makes it better against Swampert and also against Lickitung, interestingly. But then again, you drop the win against Noctowl, which I guess is a huge trade-off. So Fury Cutter is a side grade to Galvantula, and I'm not really sure it would be an upgrade, but at least it's something, and it gives us more tools to play with. Another huge winner and a fan favorite, I guess, is Lurantis. With the additional damage from Fury Cutter, Leaf Blade is now enough to knock out Walrein, and as you outpace, that is now a good matchup for Lurantis. Another matchup that is now a convincing win for Lurantis is Sableye. It straight out damages the little devil, so I'd love to see this change for Fury Cutter. In the charge move department, there was one move specifically that I wanted to look at and see if it could change matchups for some of the coolest Pokemon that I know. And that move is Exor. It has so many things going for it as well, because you can either go the Night Slash route, making it a boosting move, or you can go a heavier damage move. So I took a look at both. As a Night Slash clone, Exor would do 50 damage for 35 energy. Currently it does 45, so it's not a huge damage upgrade, but I guess you get the boost chance as well. The only notable user is Shadow Beedrill, and from what I could see, the only matchups that got a bit better were those you only wanted to throw Exor in already. And the damage upgrade was not really enough to change a lot of these matchups, so you generally rely on the boost to make use of this move even more. So for me personally, I think it needs a bit more oomph. And I tried adding another 10 damage to Exor. With 60 damage instead of 50, this move becomes a bug-type body slam. But it still isn't even enough to make Shadow Beedrill beat Defense Deoxys. How much does this move need to improve to see any value at all? Well, I wanted to try. So I buffed Exor to the same stats as Leaf Blade, doing 70 damage for 35 energy. I know, it's controversial, but I'm here for it. And now we see some change. Shadow Beedrill now makes the Swampert matchup IV dependent. DD is blown out of the water as one Exor is enough to kill it in the one shield, and the list keeps going. Medicham and Mandibuzz can both fall to Shadow Beedrill, and Lickitung is incredibly close. The new Exor update with this damage is so good that Shadow Beedrill can beat Altaria in the one shield scenario with just one counter advantage. And that, guys, is what I want to see. So that's what's been bugging me this past week. And I'm sorry about that, Chuck. Anyway, balancing the bug type seems super hard, and I have high hopes for Niantic actually to make this change really good for the bug type, and I do hope that it will have a place in the play Pokemon meta. How do you think it will shake out, and how do you think we could buff the bug type to become actually relevant? I will make another video after the moveset updates drop to see how my predictions were. We'll also take a look at the Dark and Ghost types, which are supposed to be updated in this moveset shakeup as well. And I find it very interesting because they are kind of balanced as they are now, so it will be very interesting to see. And please let me know if there's anything you want me to focus on, or if you have any suggestions for moveset updates that you want to see. Please leave them in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching the video.